Hello and welcome to the first episode of Cubers and Tubers. I'm Humble Cuber, also known as Humble Cuber on YouTube.
I'm Micah Morrison. I'm also Micah Morrison on YouTube.
I'm Nathan Miles, and I'm Nathan Miles on YouTube. Yeah.
I'm Owen Morrison and Owen Morrison on YouTube.
Alright, so today's main discussion will be about new cubes as well as other hobbies that cubers have. So, just hopping right into the beginning, we're going to be starting off with GAN's new disposable smart.
So yeah, basically the cube, it's a smart cube, but there's no charger. So it's gonna just the battery will last for like a year, and then it just won't be a smart cube anymore. It's supposed to be cheaper than the other smart cubes.
Yeah, so apparently they said it's like budget, but
Yeah.
we obviously don't know what budget is for GAN.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless it's like $30 or less, it's just a waste.
Yeah. Like the whole
agree.
idea of it only lasting for like a year is just kind of dumb.
And honestly,
I mean, if you're
depending on
into
how much
smart
you use
cubes,
it doesn't even last for like a year. It just depends on how much you use it. If you don't use it anyways, it like will last longer. But if you use it a lot, like I know some people use smart cubes a lot for training, they'll just die really quickly, and you'll have to like keep on supplying with new ones and wasting a lot more money.
Yeah, if you're going to be using your smart cube a lot, just get one that you can charge up.
Yeah, like the Rubik's Connected Cube is actually really good. Has a lot less bugs
Mhm.
than the GAN Eye for sure.
Yeah. Definitely. Oh yeah,
All right.
another thing we can talk about maybe in terms of news is Rubik's being bought by some Canadian company.
Yeah,
Can't
we should
remember what
probably
their
also
name
talk
now.
about that. Like the spinner company, the one who makes like Hatchamals and Paw Patrol toys. I mean, yeah, we'll get on that a little bit later.
Yeah.
All right. Up next we have YJ's new mini cube series. How do you guys all feel about mini cubes and YJ as a company?
I mean, I feel like YJ as a company is generally great. Like their MGC line is honestly nearly top tier for like, especially for like 6x6 and 7x7, and they're like at a really affordable price. So I feel like that's great.
Yeah.
And then for the mini cubes, they could be great for people with small hands. I mean,
Yeah, me personally,
even like Ro Hessler said he apparently said he liked the 5x5, even though
I kind of
he
I'm
doesn't
not
even have
used
very
to
small
mini
hands.
cubes. That's just because I have like bigger hands. So I actually am good with regular size cubes. Mini cubes are not necessarily my favorite, but knowing YJ, these seem like just a kind of like shrunken down version of the MGC line, and it's a little bit cheaper as well.
Yeah. YJ is really good, especially the MGC big cubes are absolutely amazing. I mean, 4 through 7 of MGC. Oh, not 4 through 7 because I don't have the 7x7 yet, but yeah, 4 through 6 of the MGC. But mini cubes, I think for 3x3 it's good. 4x4 and 5x5 is more because they tend to be not amazing, but we'll see how they are.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be manning the 3x3 for one-handed because I have really small hands. And probably also the 5x5. I don't know about the 4x4 yet.
Yeah.
Wait, how small is the 3x3?
It's 50 millimeters, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like the standard size for a mini cube basically, except it's YJ, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like higher quality than most of the mini cubes, like the Chi mini cubes.
Yeah.
All right, now let's go ahead and move on to talking about what you mentioned earlier, that Canadian company buying out Rubik's for $50 million.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because I feel like everyone would have been pretty happy if it was a few years ago during the Cubicle Rubik's lawsuit when Rubik's was not going in a good direction. But with their new CEO this year, they were actually doing some good stuff. So I'm hoping that the spinner, whatever their name is, they don't like ruin it the good direction that
Yeah,
Rubik's was actually going in. But
definitely.
it
Rubik's
could
was
actually be
definitely
really
going in the
good.
right direction. They were like sponsoring fast cubers like Max Park, the Weir brothers. I'm not sure how to pronounce their last name.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They were like
a
actually
bunch
in
of
like
others like
a real
Asians.
ad. Like the
Yeah.
Vire brothers, like in a real ad. It was pretty crazy.
And Rubik's as a company itself was kind of investing itself more inside the speedcubing community, which is actually
Yeah.
doing really.
What they really just needed to do at this point was make a good, like, more modern design because their connected cube is more modern, but the other one was kind of like weird. It was like still like the Rubik's design, but just with magnets.
Yeah,
So
the Rubik's
I don't know
brand
what's
still
going to
needs to
happen. We'll just have to
to
wait and see.
yeah, the Rubik's brand still needs to catch up to modern cubing innovations. They're getting there, at least.
Yeah, I mean Max Park is getting ridiculous times on the Rubik's Connected. Like it's good.
Yeah, you got like a 4.7 average of 5.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so Rubik's is actually definitely going to the right direction, but now I'm not quite sure how this
Yeah.
Canadian company is really going to handle Rubik's and see if they actually push it away from the speed cubing community more, or if they try to like invest themselves more inside of it.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a good ending point for that topic. Let's go ahead and move into what other hobbies do cubers have?
Well, I think a good way to do it is just go around and all say what our other kind of hobbies that we have are. So, do you want to start, Humble?
Yeah, for sure. I love playing sports for one. Sports are actually very fun. I also love streaming, cubing, of course, and
Mhm.
YouTube. A lot of cubing people or cubing figures are really into YouTube, and also I enjoy Tetris, which seems to be very kind of like in tune. Like a lot of cubers enjoy playing Tetris as well, like
Yeah,
Laser Monkey, for example. And then I also love drawing.
nice.
Okay, so you said you like sports. Are there any like particular ones?
Basketball mainly.
Okay.
All right, Micah, you want to go up and go next?
Yeah, sure. I actually one of my favorite sport to play is disc golf, which is kind of like more obscure, I guess, but it's basically golf with like frisbees and then baskets instead of a hole. It's like actually kind of fun. And
Yeah,
I've also recently been getting into like Among Us a little bit, which I know is a hobby a lot of cubers have been getting into.
it's trendy. Well, I sort of play sports, but not as much anymore. I tried out for baseball last year and then I didn't make it, but I was kind of glad because I was right before quarantine hit, and then I would have been even more disappointed if I had made the team because, but like kind of baseball, I did cross country a long time ago, and then I play some video games, mostly just like Mario and stuff. Not as like I'm not like super obsessed with video games, but that's one I see a lot, just various video games. I feel like I see video games in cubing more than I see sports in cubing, honestly. But yeah,
Yeah, I also like playing sports. My favorite is also disc golf. And I also like playing Among Us. And I used to be really obsessed with video games, but I don't really play video games anymore, except for occasionally
yeah.
Among Us.
All right, yeah. Speaking of quarantine, how has it affected you guys in cubing, like your practice time, cubing in general?
Well, I feel like for me, what happened was during the spring when it was everything was shut down, I was practicing way more than I was before, and I was getting really good. And then I kind of almost got spoiled with how much time I had to practice. I wasn't prepared for when school started again, that I wasn't able to practice as much. So now I don't really practice cubing too often. I more do YouTube videos and just casual cubing, messing around with my cubes. But yeah,
Yeah, I would agree that like once it first started, that was kind of when I got back into queuing because I was in a phase where I like didn't really practice at all. And I mean, I've still been enjoying it. I've been trying to get as good as I can and as much practice in as I can during this school season.
Yeah, definitely. It seems to be what a lot of cubers are recently doing is getting actually really insane times put up on events just because they've had all this extra time to practice. I myself have found the
yeah,
issue that now that school is back, I am like said not able to have as much time as cubing as I used to, say during summer when we were in quarantine like the whole entire time. But yeah, so that was like some hardcore practice for me then. I did a ton of solves, but now I find myself Also just doing more casual cubing.
Yeah.
I think before the quarantine, I was never really into cubing that much. Like I cubed because it was fun, but I didn't really want to get fast a decent speed. But then once the quarantine started, I was practicing so much, like especially Megaminx, and it's when I started to actually get good at cubing.
Yeah. And I started making videos basically when quarantine started ending, basically. So that was fun. And I kind of found it more fun than grinding cubing, honestly. So I more just make cubing videos and do some cubing, but not like insane grinds or anything. Because I found videos were more fun for me. It's more rewarding
Yeah, what's
almost.
great about cubing as a hobby is that there's different branches of it. There's like the collectors who love collecting cubes and showing off their collections. There's the actual hardcore speed cubers who want to improve. There's a casual one to just like do a couple solves every now and then, but they still know how to solve it. And there's the YouTubers and streamers as well, which all of us here are at least one or two of each of those.
Yeah. Micah,
Alright,
you said you were going to
what
start streaming, right?
Wait, what is it?
I said you were going to start streaming soon, right? With your new
Yeah, I'm
computer?
thinking about it because I did get a new computer that can run OBS. I might do like a test stream or two on my YouTube channel before I stream on Twitch, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, that seems like it might be a good place to wrap up this podcast episode.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want to thank you all you listeners. All of our channels, Micah, Nathan, Owen, and I's channels, all be down in the description below if you're on YouTube, or if we get this show up to a different platform or a different listening platform, you can find it in the show notes on there. Make sure to tune in. Also, leave comments down below for questions for our next episode.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you guys for listening.
Mm-hmm. Peace out, y'all.